Therein lies a challenge which I always think about, and these concepts that are driven at this point in time, sometimes they tend to run against certain cultures and traditions,
Okay.
particularly of African peoples and of Nigerians. For instance, where a child might not give an opinion where the elders speak.
Yeah.
And these are things that are changing. But change, as we well know, is extremely difficult
Yeah.
to come by.
Yeah.
How can a society like Nigeria, that is steeped in certain cultures and traditions, begin to open up to accept new concepts that are being driven by MIL?
Yeah, we need to be a bit careful about that. Because MIL, like I told you, it's also talking about intercultural literacy. It's talking about respect. It's talking about, respect for elders. Everybody has their culture. The Western world has their culture. You see, we have our own culture. MIL is not saying that throw away your culture and adopt what I call cultural imperialism. In fact, in one of the sessions there, I told them, I said, media representation has been skewed to the whites. Are you saying it's only what that's all over the whole world? So, everybody in some culture, like US culture, Western culture, you look up to your parents. In African culture, it's not done. But African culture believe respect. And I've said something about Yoruba culture, which I believe is another culture. Culture, they believe that the youth must have a voice, but must be done in a respective way. You see, you don't stand and say, Daddy, you're talking nonsense. That is not African way. And we must respect that culture, that African culture. You see, I was in France when I was going on a train, and I saw an old woman standing, and I was seated. I didn't mind, they all white. I stood up for the old woman. I said, Madam, come and sit down. And she said, we are from Nigeria. He said, you guys have a good culture. You see, the fact is that we come to our culture, Mr. Surya. And MIL is not saying throw away your culture. MIL is saying that empower people. Empower them. Empower the youth. Let the youth understand exactly why you are doing this particular thing you are doing. In Nigerian context, where MIL comes in is that, okay, we're going to do this, but you must give explanation. They must be convinced. You must work on them. You must let them you must let them buy into it. That's what MIL is saying. If that empowerment, when they buy into it, they drive it. Like now, see them now, they are driving it because we empower them. MIL is not saying that, okay, don't look up to anybody. Critical thinking, asking questions. I'm sorry, let me go back to my own area in academics.
Yes.
Where lecturers become gods. It's not supposed to be so. I'm sorry to say, Mr. Suri. And that culture, there's a culture that we have that is not good culture. The culture of a personality bigger than the institution. It's not a good culture. It's affecting the way we reason. You see, the personality becomes so big that the institution looks so weak. It's not going to work. We have a culture in a classroom where whatever lecturer says is the right thing. If anybody asks contrary opinion, then you're looking for trouble. That's not a good culture. You see, it should be a culture where students can ask questions, where they can question fundamental assumptions. I make an observation during this planning session. I said, they say Mongo Park discovered River Niger. That's a flawed history. I don't know why that one has been taught over the history for a long time. Where Mongo Park was a stranger in this country. People have been living in River Niger. People have been swimming there. They've been fishing there. It has become their livelihood. How come a stranger came to discover where you have been staying? That's the wrong culture. That's something we should challenge. I told them. So the culture we're talking about here, which is intercultural literacy, is that people should understand their differences. People should respect those differences. People should recognize those differences. And people should live with those differences. But when we see culture that does not allow progress, they will challenge it. Like this progress that children don't have anything to say is a lie. Like I told you about Yoruba proverb that says that Omodegbon Agbagbon Abda Ilefe, meaning that a child is wise, the elders is wise. That forms the foundation of Ilefe. You get the point now? So the culture be maintained. In the Western culture to look against each other, they don't have respect. That's their own problem. But here we still have respect. We will challenge authority in a respectful way. We will challenge assumption in a respective way. We want ideas to rule. We want a logical statement. And we are pleading to our elders to our people who are up there, that they should have a listening ear. They should listen to this youth. We have a culture that will give respect. They should not take advantage of that culture. They should take advantage of the culture where they a bit shift. And the shifting is that, let's listen to you. Let's dialogue. Again, media environment literacy is about intercultural dialogue. Dialogue is at the head. We dialogue and say, okay, this is where we think we should be. This is what we want. Government say, this is why we are doing this. It should be a kind of democratic sphere where everybody understands each other and they're able to fit in. That's the culture we should promote.